Hey, you are along for the ride with Mad Dog and Cole. I'm your Huckleberry Pharaoh.
Evil Knievel landed his jumps some of the time.
Truth.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
All right, man. Shout out to our boy Evil Knievel, living in the sunlight, flying through the air, man, living his life. And more of us should just take a listen to that and live in the sunlight, have your moment. We want to be sure and thank our partners, Kicker Performance Audio, kicker.com, for all your car, truck, boat, motorcycle, off-road, even your marine or boat needs, even personal audio, headphones, earbuds. Kicker Performance Audio has you covered. Get living loud at kicker.com. And of course, Bomber Floating Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. Loving these boogie bombs I'm wearing. Bomber Eyewear has, I don't even know how many different styles, how many different lenses. You can get them polarized. You can get them in safety lens. You can get a clear smoke. You can get amber. You can get them in OSHA approved safety lens. Man, all kinds of styles, all kinds of choices. Hit them up. Bomber Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. Dude, let's get right into this, man. So I'm home from Guthrie Arenacross, AMA Arenacross Championship presented by Kicker Performance Audio. It was, dude, great racing. I mean, the track was massive. Massive. Like, I think our fast time in Prescott was 23.8. Fast time in Guthrie, that's for the pros. Fast time was 55.8, I believe. 55.855.
Yeah, that's a big floor there in Guthrie.
Oh man, just huge. And the track was gnarly. I mean, the rhythm section was big, challenging. There's a lot of guys that had a little bump up run in, or just straight on hit the rhythm. And there was a lot of guys going like, it had a tabletop in it. So they were going like kind of popping in, double seat bump to triple to a double to a triple out.
Yeah, that's not going to get any bigger in arena cross than that.
No, and that was directly into a right hand 180. So there was some carnage there for sure. The whoops were just gnarly. They had whoop section with basically really tall, almost like hip kicker, right in the middle that you pretty much had to roll.
Oh, I saw that. I love when they do that.
Yeah, you pretty much had to roll it because otherwise, the guys that tried to jump it and you're in the whoops and there's no real good place to land in the whoops from a jump. So, a lot of excitement. A couple. I believe there was some splats. I know a couple of the guys. I think Kyle Bitterman went down. I missed a lot of the racing because, I was working the kicker booth. And thank you so much for Kicker Performance Audio for once again bringing me on to run their activation. We had a great time. man, the racing was good. Michael Hicks, supercross rider, I think a supercross privateer, and he's also been racing, I think, the other imitation arena cross series this year. Came over, and actually he's fast. I will not take anything away from him. He is a fast guy. And he's good. And he gave Kyle Peters a run for his money. And I think KP had I know he's got the big picture in his mind, and I know he knows how to race for the big picture. So I kind of feel like maybe he was playing a little Dale Earnhardt reminiscence in this race, where it was like, to have the highest reward, you had to take the most risk. I think going in, he had a 30-point lead on second, and Hicks was willing to risk it all for the biscuit. And I think Peters was like, you know what? If I run second, if Kyle Bitterman, doesn't have a great race, I'm still going to make points on him. So, let's just run a smart race. And he did run a smart race. He finished second in both mains. But like I said, I think it's because primarily he was pacing himself, right?
Playing the long game. Yeah, he's not going to detonate himself at Guthrie 1 just to stay on top of the box that night.
No. Yeah, exactly. And he's smart. I mean, he's young, but he is smart. And even to be riding the kind of track, I mean, it was very, dare I say it was very super crossy.
Yeah, it was. No, I mean, the track map, if you didn't know, you would think it was just a supercross track, especially from the early 90s. I mean, that looked almost identical in complexion and everything. So,
yeah. Well, and speaking of complexion, the dirt at the Lazy E Arena in Guthrie, I want to give a shout out to Paul, who's the operations manager out there, man. Such a great dude, always looking after us, but he has some of the best dirt in the world. And that is the constant floor of that arena. So they actually dig up, I think they're safe to pull 18 or 20 inches of dirt out of the floor to build the track.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the floor dirt, I don't think there's the hard pack until you get to 24 to 30 inches. So it's a lot of dirt. It's a championship. It's an award-winning arena for rodeos, for rodeo circuits and stuff like that. Amazing. It's an old facility, but it's it's just amazing, the size, and the dirt is just, they watered the crap out of it coming up to the race, and I don't remember seeing them put any water on the track all day Friday.
That's perfect.
And virtually none Thursday. So
wow.
Yeah, it's
crazy. I saw some of the riders commenting on there saying it's the best dirt in the world.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And the action was good. The turnout was good for Friday night in Guthrie, Oklahoma. The being so big, it can be misleading when you see, half the grandstands full on one side and maybe half or 2/3 on the other side. You're like, oh man, but then you realize it's, 700 feet long or something like that. That's a lot of bleachers. And so, the crowd was good. Our boy Wes Kane was once again on the mic, was slaying it, had the crowd wound up. Yeah, man. And it's super cool because it's Guthrie is the basically home turf for kicker.
Right.
Um,
Yep. Just down the road, huh?
yeah, like 33 miles away. As a matter of fact, I went in the warehouse, had to replace a C clip on the axle on the General, we call it. It's a car I built for kicker back in 18, I guess. And if you haven't seen it, uh, go to my social media. Um, you will see some pictures of it. Had a great time with that car. Dude, I mean, it's, it, I, to be honest, it's primarily a show car, right? You're
It,
not,
yeah, it's living its purpose.
yeah, you're not going to send it down the whoops I mean, it's on
Not
10
on
inch.
purpose, no.
No,
No.
10 inches of lift with 37-inch tractor tires and 20-inch KMC wheels. And um, man, it's just cool. It's got so much audio. It sounds so good. It looks so good. Um, we did a photo shoot coming through the rhythm section. I actually came up the rhythm section backwards. Did a photo shoot with the drone driver pilot, and it it came out pretty sick. I got going. I got the call to go ahead and start moving, and I got going. And apparently, he came in the arena and flew under the start finish and got lost. Um, and so I was just getting to the tabletop when they're like, "Stop, stop, stop! We need to do it again." And I'm like, I have to come all the way around because I cannot back up out of this. Um, so because it was crawling, it's like those the rhythm humps, the dragon spec, dude, those were big.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
necessarily like you can see behind you with the.
no, no, all the speakers, all the kicker audio hanging off the back. And I do have side mirrors. I have Assault Industry side mirrors. Um, and they're actually honestly both pointed down at the tires, back and down at the rear tires, so I don't run over a little kid or something.
Yeah.
um so but anyways, I just anchored it, got up on tabletop and anchored it, backed up to where I was had the back tires hanging off the tabletop, and he came back in and reshot it. And so I'm sitting there waiting, and I've got my speakerphone on waiting for the call that he's in the building, because he shot a consecutive shot from outside.
Gotcha. So it was take two. Yep.
Yeah, so he actually flew from something we know about, take two. So he actually flew like in the front door, uh, through the start gates, and then up into the stands, and then came across. And the General is a 4-seater, and he flew right through the back seat behind my head
That's a little spooky.
under the cage. I heard him coming, and I figured as soon as he went through was the time to start moving. Right. So we start moving, and then he was kind of flying around, and I ran the tabletop and the last big whoop and kind of crawled off the little bump up side instead of the steep side, and then did this little S turn on the track. And so I was able to go a little bit. It doesn't turn great, and I had it 4-wheel low, so it especially doesn't turn great. So I didn't carry a lot of speed, but it was pretty rad because I heard him come up behind me, but then I lost him, and then all of a sudden he's in front of me, and I was like, man, this guy's crazy. Like, he's flying by VR, obviously.
Yep.
And then he just flies completely around me while I'm going through the S's, like doing donuts around me, basically. I parked it. And then when I saw the video later, the reason I lost him is because while I was driving, he went under me.
Dude, those guys are so talented.
Yeah. Yeah. While I was going, he flew between me and the ground. Um, it was really sick. I'm assuming. Did you see the video?
No, I was about to
Oh,
ask you when it was going to be released.
oh, it's out. I had it on my Instagram story Friday, but apparently, oh yeah, you work for a living, so that was probably the
Sometimes,
case.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but anyways, yeah, no, Guthrie was a good race. Bitterman went down in Main one, I think. Um, my good buddy Carlos Short, they call him the Flying Taco. A man is all heart. Dude, he had a get off in Guthrie in might have been 2020, going down the whoop section and just ate shit, knocked him out cold, messed him up. Um, I think he, if I remember right, I think he cracked a vertebrae in his neck or something like that. Um,
Something you know about.
yeah, yeah. He's back riding this year, and it was great to see him ride um, on the Guthrie track and kind of, slay that monster, like get back at it. He was riding real tight in the heat race and went down and had to come through the LCQ. And so I was literally during the night show. I I had a local dealer there, Rob and Brandon from Audio Midwest were there, and I was like, "Hey, I got to watch the end of this." So you guys have a booth for a minute, and I walked out there, and I was back in crew chief mode in no time, dude. I was like, "All right, stay loose, stay loose. You got 3 laps left." He got out in the lead. I'm like, all right, take him down, take him down. You got it, you got it. All right, stay clean, relax, breathe, hit your marks, and so he won the LCQ and made it to the main, and
Nice.
and I think he got tangled and went down in the main, and he got back up and just basically played to the crowd the whole main, throwing monster whips over the doubles and just sending it and just having fun, but it was great to see him back. And I don't know if he listens to this or not, but if he does, man, it was really cool to see you come back and punch that monster right in the face. So kudos for that. um, Other than that, man, we just had great night, great crowd. um, my flight out was relatively uneventful. My flight home was really uneventful. I showed up at the Tulsa airport, and you know, it was really weird out in the gates. There was like virtually nobody in the gates.
Hmm.
It was very, very surreal. Last time I've been in an airport when there's been gates that were nobody was sitting in any of the chairs. So that was kind of, but I guess Saturdays are that way from what I understand. So
Interesting. Okay.
yeah. So
Kind of reminds me of the Idaho Falls airport where the
right.
security guy watches you park, come through his TSA gate, watches you go up the stairs, and then sit at your flight
Yeah.
gate.
That's what the airport in Stillwater's like. It's real, real tiny, but
Really? Yep.
yeah, but only American Airlines flies in there, and I hate American Airlines. So um, I've been able to fly Southwest, but I'm not convinced that that's the best way to go. Um, I have my flight booked for Guthrie 2, leaving tomorrow morning, direct flight from Vegas to Tulsa, and got a notice this afternoon that flight was canceled. So they're kind enough to reschedule me an hour earlier departure, which sucks because I have a 2.5 hour drive to the airport. And we'll see if they, unfortunately, I have to go through Denver I do have
Now you
change.
have a layover. Yep.
Yeah, now I have a layover. I have changed planes. Um, so, you know, anything can happen in today's age of flying commercially, so uh is what it is. We'll get a report in. Man, I know you are aren't you getting ready to go racing
So
this weekend?
excited. This weekend is the first round of AMA District 38 desert racing. And once again, I'm going to say this every time. I was lucky enough to have Jake bring me along. So yeah, we're going racing this weekend. And what's really cool is it's what's called a hare and hound format, which is kind of the most actually popular style of motorcycle desert racing. But for those who don't know, you do anywhere from 1 to 3 loops. Each loop is different, and I think the AMA rule is that it has to be between 35 and 55 miles per loop. So it has to have a minimum of 35. So it's serious desert racing. So
Yeah,
this is going to be Jake's first hare and hound style race. And originally we only had to do 1 loop, but right at the last minute they gave us a good incentive to do 2 loops. So that's cool for me because I get to pit. More racing overall, and then his buddy Tanner's coming out once again, so more the merrier. See, it's this little you bring a buddy who brings a buddy who brings a buddy, and racing will live on forever.
absolutely.
But yeah, so we have Supercross that we're going to on Saturday in Anaheim, and it's like
Nice.
I kind of keep forgetting about it just because I'm already in crew chief mode for Sunday.
Right, right.
So
So you're gonna go to so you're gonna watch Arenacross live on Mav TV
on
Friday
Friday,
night,
yep,
and then I'll wave, and then you're gonna go to Supercross at Anaheim live Saturday,
yep.
and then you're going racing Sunday.
Yep, and
That's
Jake will
sick.
be at Supercross as well. And
Nice.
I'm not gonna put negative thoughts in a young man's head, but I just hope that between when he gets home at 11 o'clock at night and when we have to leave at 3 a.m. on Sunday, I hope he snoozes that whole time. And yeah, so it'll be exciting. Yeah, it's about a 3 a.m. departure. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, where is the race?
So it is in Superstition, which is the Glamis, Salton Sea, Plaster City area off the 8.
Yep. Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah,
So and he'll have a little time to snooze in the rig also, I'm assuming.
I hope so. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to shut your brain down, especially pre-race. But he's so calm on the line anyway. Maybe he'll just be pure vita
Yeah.
and clear of mind. And yeah,
Now, have you had a team meeting about your pit stops? Because we covered your pit stops in one of our previous episodes, and you're the nice crew chief, um, and I'm the not nice crew chief.
it's good
And
cop,
so,
bad cop.
yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. So, um, yeah, no, I just as long as they understand, check the tires, check everything, check the rider, fill the fuel as soon as the bike gets there. Like he should be able to pretty much unscrew the cap almost to the last round with while he's coming in because you
Yeah,
don't
he's
come in.
good at that already.
It's not a hot like hot pit. It's you have what is it 25 or 10 mile an hour or something approach.
It'll probably be a 20 mile an hour. Yeah, probably a 20 mile an hour approach.
Yeah, so you can kind of as a rider he can kind of get himself ready, I guess, is
Yep.
what I'm saying.
And he only gets to
And
come through
then
one time, so hopefully we're easy to find. That'll be another one of my jobs. Make sure that he knows where the hell we're pitting.
yeah, neon orange butt or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we got a pit board, and
Some
maybe we'll put it out on a fishing line or something. But we have not had our pit meeting yet, so that'll be tomorrow because I have to run him some parts tomorrow. But we also have to figure out who's all coming because that'll change the strategy as well.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's exciting. I can't wait till, to hear about it next episode or so. I think we're going to knock out a few episodes here pretty quickly. Um, we have some guests lined up coming up in the next couple weeks that are pretty exciting, and I'm really stoked for that. I know Cole is super stoked for our next guest.
Yeah. Just gotta put on a brave face.
You got this. You got this for sure. Um, yeah, so I think with that, we'll probably call it for tonight after thanking our partners at the Premix Podcast on Instagram at ThePremixPodcast, the Premix Podcast on Instagram. That's our boy Cole. And for all your desert racing fix, if you just need a shared story, a laugh, you want to see some vintage cool stuff, or your desert racing photography needs, I know he'll be up and coming, very busy with hammers coming up. It's going to be pretty exciting. And he's got several other races that he'll be doing. Photos will be available at the Premix Podcast, all one word. Of course, Kelsey Morrell Film. Yes, she's my daughter, but yes, she's also a film, video, and music producer. And she is getting our stuff ready so we can get it up on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube at MAddOG, MAddOG Media. I think you can search the at on YouTube also, and it is at MAddOG _ media. And of course, our other partners, Kicker Performance Audio, kicker.com, for all your 12 volt, whether it's your car, your truck, your Tesla, your motorhome, your boat, camper, motorcycle, off-road vehicle, your brand new speed UTV that they're now unloading right
As of today.
right across the lake from me, that comes with OEM Kicker Audio, Kicker Performance Audio. They are living loud at kicker.com. And of course, Tommy and his gang over at Bomber Floating Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. The only sunglasses approved by the MAddOG. These things are badass. I have beat on multiple pairs for years. I've broken, I'm not going to lie, I've broken a couple of pairs. One pair I broke after getting hit in the face with a fractured 4-inch cutting wheel at full speed. It fractured. I was wearing gloves. I was wearing sleeves. I was wearing a cover. One chunk of it hit the glasses and put a nick in the OSHA approved safety lens. And they saved my eye, saved my face. And just not too long after that, I had them in my pocket and reached down for something and busted the arm off of them, caught it on something and busted one of the arms off. So they're not indestructible, but they will protect your eyes, your face, and the sunglasses will protect your eyes from harmful UV. You can even get them in polarized for those fisher folks.
You lake people, fisher folks.
Yeah. And I think with that, we're going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for listening to episode 23. We're going to hit a milestone here. We're going to hit a quarter of 100 in a couple episodes. Pretty excited for that. I am out this week to the AMA Arenacross Championships presented by Kicker Performance Audio. And Guthrie, Oklahoma, Guthrie 2 at the Lazy E Arena. Cole is going to be all over the place, but he's going to be doing the D38 Hare and Hound, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Sunday.
Sunday.
So if you get out there, look him up, wish him good luck, tell him to take the bull by the horns, and let's bring home a trophy. Other than that, Jake, good luck. Listen to your crew chief. He's got your back. He's got your best interest, even if you don't like it, what he has to say. The crew chief is always right.
We have the same objective, Jake. We're just going to go about it a different way.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, Cole, thank you so much. I look forward to our next shot here, and I think we're wrapped.
The plan.
Mad Dog out.